Gosh, I am just so pleased that you decided to take this journey with me. We're going to get to know each other. We're going to talk about whatever you want. But more than anything, we're going to have some fun. And hopefully, it's the start of a beautiful relationship. What do you say?
When was the last time you were afraid? Really afraid?
Sounds fucking weird, Andy.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Heavy Leather Horror Show podcast, your weekly guide to all things horror from the heart of Witch City, Salem, Massachusetts.
We're so lucky to be young and in love and in Salem.
We sure are, everybody. And just a reminder, we are Salem's #1 horror podcast. #1. So expect
allegedly
quality. We're still stuck at 12 5 stars. It's been a week.
Come on. We can't even get to the spooky number.
We've been exactly. It's been a week, and no one has. People have rated us, but no 5 stars in the past week. So,
really?
if you enjoy our show,
wait, what did we get rated?
I don't know, but it only shows me the 5 stars. But I don't know how to work it. But listen, that's not the point. The point is, if you enjoy what you're hearing, please go on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whatever you want to call it, and rate us 5 stars so we can move up in the ranks, and more people can.
What if they
discover
don't
us.
enjoy what they hear?
Well, then,
And this is reminding them that they can go and give us a bad review.
well, they can go to hell.
I'm your old pal Ken, aka Rock and Roll Writer, Sleaze Grinder, and there she is, everybody, my partner in all things spooky, Salem's greatest hauntress. It's Kelly Kapow.
Let's fucking party!
Hey Kelly, how are you?
Fantastic.
Okay, good.
It was delayed.
Good. Yeah, all right. Well, she had her first week of serving over at the Ugly Mug, so she's still trying to recover from that.
Yeah.
And there he is, everybody. It's Rui, the 16-year-old intern.
Hello.
I was a teenage werewolf. Fantastic. Bewildering.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going, guys?
Also producing the show tonight, it's horror show director Stacy Dawn.
No one messes with Stacy and lives.
Hey, Stacy, how are you?
Okay.
You know who else is here?
Who?
Oh my goodness. The leader, Stacy, of the Lair Survivors. America's #1, or at least on this podcast, America's #1 celebrity lesbian. It's Lair Survivor, everybody!
Hell yeah.
That was a lot of layering that you just did there.
I know, like everything.
Just a sound vortex.
Well, I just, I want to hype everybody up because Larissa always delivers. That's right. You know that from watching Survivor 37, and you know that from listening to this show. Larissa always delivers. And
Have you watched Survivor 37?
And you know it if she's trolling you on the internet, which she's often doing.
Ken, you didn't answer that question.
What is the question?
Have you seen Survivor season number 37?
Have I seen Survivor? No. I haven't. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's great. I tend not to.
You
can
go to YouTube and just put my name in it, and you'll have like just the portions that I'm in it.
The best of.
Is there a best of compilation?
There's gotta be. Yeah, there's gotta be.
A little bit. There's like a couple of interviews, and those are the best things. So, although like I did make a lot of faces and like stupid shit on the show, it was funny.
Well, Stacy,
Yeah.
I believe the bats are in the belfry. Not sure because I don't hear them.
Yeah.
I don't hear a goddamn thing.
I don't.
Oh
Wait,
God!
there they
Did all
are.
the bats
There they
die?
are. There they are.
There we go.
There they are.
That may be like the Tower of, in the Tower of London stays. Wait a minute, hold on. Don't let the monsters out of the dungeon yet. In
Hard to get them back in.
I know. I was having trouble.
Tower of London, there's no people around to feed the ravens, so the ravens are leaving.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's a big
Oh
problem.
no!
That's sad.
Hey, are the wolves howling, Stace? Are they out there? I hear them. Is the wind lashing the house? Oh my goodness. Well, it all checks out.
It's got the monsters there.
Bring them in.
Yeah,
Bring them
where are
in.
the monsters?
Bring those monsters in. There they are. Okay, good. Well, if all that's happening, that can only mean one
Thank you,
thing.
Bats.
It's
Thanks,
time
guys.
to start the show. Let's see what's on the menu today.
Boiled peanuts and sweet potatoes.
Okay, that's great. Anything else?
But wait, there's more.
Fantastic. What else do we got?
Oh, market basket ragu.
That's good too, but what else? Well, we got a little horror news. We'll be talking about some horror movies that we've seen lately, and we'll be reviewing a film together. This week, it's the VHS-themed Lonely Guy Goes Crazy Creeper Rent-A-Pal, starring everybody's favorite, Wil Wheaton. It's some people's favorite.
Well,
Thank
it's
you.
certainly this guy's favorite, the guy in the movie.
It's certainly that guy's favorite. Stace, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a Wil Wheaton fan are you? 1 to 10. Go ahead.
Not really a fan. I don't dislike.
How much do you like
I
him?
don't dislike him.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like Wil
Like
Wheaton?
a 3.
Really? That's all? Oh, that's,
Like a three.
that's tough.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
All right, let's get to some stuff. Gird your loins, everybody. It's time for the week in death.
Ugh.
I love how we all said like at the same time.
In
It's a gut reaction.
in 1986, Cliff Burton, the American rock bassist from Metallica, dies in a bus crash at age 24. Remember that, Stace? I remember it like it was yesterday. The bus rolled over, landed on top of him. Yep.
Oh,
Jesus.
The end. But don't worry, they kept the band going. Hey, in 2017, Hugh Hefner, American magazine publisher and businessman from Playboy, dies of natural causes at age 91.
That's shocking.
What, that he died of natural causes, or that he was 91?
Both, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened. Hey, in 1902, Levi Strauss, German-born American clothing designer who founded the first company to manufacture blue jeans, aka, of course, Levi Strauss and Company, died at 73. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be wearing blue jeans right now.
are you wearing blue jeans
Well,
right now?
I'm wearing black jeans right now, and they're Levi Strauss, as a matter of fact.
I've never had a pair of those.
Rui, are you wearing a pair of jeans right now?
Not right now, but usually.
But you got them though, right?
Yeah.
Well, you can thank Levi Strauss for that.
Thanks, guy.
Except you can't thank him because he's dead. Did Squeaky Dave just show up?
Yes.
Hi, Squeaky Dave. Hey, Stace, play his theme song. I knew he was gonna crash me in the middle of my. Here, thank you. Yeah! Come on! All right, thank you. All right. Thank you. There he is, everybody. It's Squeaky Dave. Let's hear it for Squeaky Dave. Some applause, Stace, for Squeaky Dave. The ambassador of goodwill. And our former partner on the Movies About Girls show.
Hi, Dave.
Hi.
Hey.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thanks for being here, pal. But I'm in the middle of the week in death, so I'm going to have to continue.
Let's die together.
Okay. In 2003, Well, this is a tough one, Stace. Robert Palmer, English singer-songwriter, Power Station. Also, gonna have to face it. You're addicted to love. Everybody remembers Addicted to Love.
Mm-hmm.
No?
I remember all the babes in the music video.
Right.
Whoa.
Robert Palmer, 2003, died of a heart attack at age 54. Now, that's pretty rough. But if you remember, Squeaky Dave, you might remember, back in the 70s, that's what people did all the time. They dropped dead of heart attacks in their 50s after a lifetime of smoking cigarettes and drinking whiskey,
Eating canned foods.
yes,
Cocaine.
eating processed foods,
Shag carpet.
soaking
I'm
up
not sure the carpet.
soaking up all the lead in the gasoline,
Fringe clothing.
polyester.
I
You
got
know.
a prime example for you.
It's incredible that anybody survived the 70s, and the fact that Robert Palmer made it that long is kind of surprising. But some would say he went too soon. I bet he would say, if he could, that he went too soon. Hey, in 1980, speaking of surviving the 70s, John Bonham, English rock drummer from a band called Led Zeppelin.
Where are they?
He dies from asphyxiation after heavy alcohol intake at age 32. That's pretty young to go.
Yeah.
It's all that drumming. Don't become a drummer. It's too hard on you. It'll kill you at 32. Just keep that in mind.
I'm not
when
sure.
you're-
I think it was the alcohol, not the drugs.
Yeah, are you sure, Stace?
Yeah.
Well, you know, it goes with the territory.
It was either the drumming or the alcohol. I guess it was the alcohol, Stace, but maybe the drumming didn't help. I don't know.
Do drugs, not drums.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
boy.
he said.
In 1991, Dr. Seuss, a.k.a. Theodore Geisel, American children's author, Cat in the Hat, Green Eggs and Ham, Horton Hears a Who. Can you name another one? Anybody? No?
Too Many Daves.
Fox
Dies.
and socks.
Right.
He actually had a story called Too Many Daves.
Oh, yeah, Too Many Daves? Was it about Too Many Daves?
Yeah, it's about a woman who had 23 sons and they were all named Dave.
Oh, okay. Is that why your mom named you Dave from the,
No,
from
it
the book?
has nothing to do with it. But, you know, Dr. Seuss was in the household.
Did you ever ask your mom why she named you Dave?
I know why.
Do you not want to tell me why? Is it a secret?
It's after a family friend, and I have a bunch of reasons.
Okay,
But
all right.
basically after friends.
Okay.
Dave
all right.
is a solid name.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, Dr. Seuss died of cancer at age 87 in 1991. And finally this week, in 2003, and this is going to go over some of these people. The great Gordon Jump.
Beloved.
Who the fuck is that?
Wait, Gordon Jump?
The beloved,
Huh?
the beloved
WWF?
Gordon Jump, American actor, of course,
Carlson.
Arthur Carlson from WKRP, and also Stacy. Let's not forget the Maytag repairman.
Right.
And
He died at age 71. And what else, Squeaky?
I was going to say Gordon Jump was also in the special episode.
Oh, that's right. He was the one that molested Gary Coleman in Different Strokes.
Christ, guys.
Right, a very special episode.
Yep.
Right.
Holy smokes, forgot all about that.
Jesus.
Good.
Oh shit.
Yeah. He uttered one of the...
Jesus.
No, it's not. It was
He
acting,
didn't-
guys. It wasn't real.
He didn't really...
It was part of the Different Stroke storyline.
Yeah, it was just an episode. He didn't really molest Gary Coleman. As far as I know, Stace, I didn't hear anything
I'm
about
guessing
that.
not.
Yeah. Anyway, he died age 71, and he uttered one of the all-time great television sitcom lines, Stacy.
Right.
With God as my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. Remember that?
Right, of course.
From the Thanksgiving
Sure.
episode of
Right.
WKRP. All right, thank you, everybody. So those are the people that died this week, and I would remind you to enjoy every breath because death is coming for you. R.I.P. to all those people, and of course,
We'll see them in hell.
we'll see you in hell. Oh, hey, they went right down.
Hey.
Fantastic.
Definitely see Dr. Seuss down there.
They flushed right down. Well, Stace, it's time for Rui's Cryptid Corner. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Hold on. No, that's not it. Hold on. It's not even called Cryptid Corner. Since last week, we got Rui decided he was going to have his own section of the show. It's called Rui's Cryptid Corner. And since then, and he asked for The Entertainer by Scott Joplin as his theme, which I granted. And since then, Stacey has changed not only his theme song, but also the name of his segment.
Yes.
It is now called. You ready to play the?
Yes.
It's now called Rui's Campfire Tales. Good job, buddy. Good job.
Thank you.
You did it, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, so now it's time for your give us your campfire tale for today.
Well, today's campfire tale is a cryptid this week, and it is the Pope Lick Monster.
The Pope Lick? The Pope Lick.
Pope Lick Monster.
Okay.
And no, it does not go around licking Catholics.
Okay.
Well,
Wait a
maybe.
minute. Hold on. You can do that line again.
Well, and it's called the Pope Lick Monster, and it does not go around licking Catholics.
Okay, there you go, buddy.
Yeah.
All right.
Well.
So supportive, Ken.
I want it to work for him, you know.
Yeah. The scene is Louisville, Kentucky, specifically Fisherville in Louisville, Kentucky. And of course, this is the first time many of us are hearing about Louisville, Kentucky. The Pope Lick Creek is a small creek that flows into Floyd's Fork and eventually into the Ohio River. There is a trestle bridge with a rail line running over it. The trestle bridge was constructed in 1929 for trains passage by the Norfolk Southern Company. Now, the Pope Lick Monster, also known as the Goat Man or Sheep Man, is described as a large, white, furry humanoid creature with goat legs, wide eyes, and horns. Now, this is the strange bit. The creature is said to possess many powers, including voice mimicry, telepathy, and most importantly, hypnotic powers.
Well, and he's a goat, you say?
Basically, yes, he's a goat with hypnotic powers.
So he's a goat man.
Yep.
Which part is the goat? Which part is the man? Top or bottom? Which part is which? I gotta get a picture. I gotta get a picture in my head.
It's more like imagine goat legs and a goat head.
Goat legs,
but the
goat
rest
head.
is a dude.
What's the penis like?
Yeah.
Nobody's ever gotten that good a look at it.
Do goats
and live to tell the tale?
Do goats have the corkscrew penis? What's going on there?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can check.
Okay.
Lyrsa,
if you get back to me when you find it. All right,
Yeah.
go ahead, Roy.
Well, Lyrsa looks up goat penises.
Okay.
Now,
I think that's the name of like a I think it's the name of like a black metal band, Goat Penis.
Goat whore. It's goat whore.
There is goat whore, but I think there's also a goat penis.
It's like a very, very tiny penis. It looks exactly like a dude's penis, but very, very, very tiny. Like it has micropenia or something.
You're telling me a goat's penis and a human penis looks the same?
I don't know how many penises she's seen.
I'm gonna send it to the group.
There's no way that it looks the same.
You don't need to do that.
It's disgusting.
Poor Rui. All right, Rui.
Anyhow,
she just doesn't like penises in general. But I can't see any way that they look the same.
And they look very similar.
Viewers, be glad this is a podcast.
I think it's got to be more of like a dog penis, which is like a little pink sausage. I can't imagine that it looks like a human penis. Anyway, that's not the point. All right, go ahead, Rui, please.
Anyhow, the The public monster is said to live around the area of the trestle bridge and is said to lure victims onto the tracks, where he either uses his hypnotic powers to keep them on the track long enough to be hit by an oncoming train.
Okay, check.
B, jumps out at them, scaring them and forcing them to fall to their deaths off the trestle bridge.
Okay.
Or this is the one that is not like the other. C, butchers them with an axe.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now,
okay.
The most common origin story for the creature is that it was found in the Canadian wilderness and captured and made to tour in a freak show until one night the train was derailed and the creature was the only survivor, making its home near around the trestle bridge. Now, the other theory is that it is the twisted reincarnation of a local farmer who is sacrificing goats to obtain satanic power.
Okay.
So, whichever story you like better. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a theory?
I don't have a theory. I'm not sure if it exists. I feel like something could be around there, but the truth of the story is this, at least this urban legend has a body count.
Okay.
Many people have died on and around the trestle over the years. Oftentimes, it's teenagers and tourists looking to see the goat man going to the area and getting killed by a train. Because here's the thing. The common misconception is the trestle bridge is abandoned. It is not. It is very much still in use. So
wow.
Just keep that in mind.
So it's people's stupidity that is causing the deaths, and not the actual goat man who's just trying to live his life under the bridge.
Yeah. Raquel Bean was killed in 2016. She was a tourist from Ohio. After trespassing onto the tracks. Her boyfriend managed to survive. But that's just one example of the numerous people who have died in the area, like chasing the legend.
Incredible.
And I must mention that this creature shares a lot of similarities with the Beltsville, Maryland goat man.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is said to be a scientist. Yeah.
That fucking scared me.
Yeah.
Well, you got to watch out for the goat man.
Exactly. He'll be right behind you. You'll
right.
never know. Now, the Beltsville goat man is said to have been a scientist working at an agricultural engineering factory where he was experimenting on goats until one experiment mutated him into a homicidal goat man, and now he prowls the backwoods of Maryland, butchering people with an axe.
Oh my God!
So that's probably where the axe part came from.
Stacy, oh my God!
I just peed on a towel.
Me too. That was what a story.
It's just too much. It's too fabricated. I think they should have just left out the axe part.
Yeah, they should, because I can't imagine the goat man with an axe. I can imagine.
Not everybody thinks the goat man has an axe.
I can imagine the goat man lurking under the bridge and spooking people, and then causing them, and they get so scared that they fall off the bridge or they get hit by a train. I can't imagine him running around with an axe.
Yeah, well, not everybody believes that part. That's probably just people confusing the Beltsville goat man and the Poplick monster together.
But otherwise, I'm 100% on board with the goat man. I believe in the goat man, Stacy.
Okay.
And I believe in Rui.
Okay.
So
you don't believe in anything. How do you believe in the goat man?
So 5 stars for Rui. Good job, buddy. Yeah, come on, everybody. He did it. I knew he would.
All right.
I knew he would.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Yes. I don't believe in the goat man. I'm just trying to.
I knew it.
Damn it.
I'm just trying to make Rui feel good. By the way, does Rui really think none of us have heard of Louisville before? We all have. It's a very famous place, buddy.
I don't know.
The
That
first-
whole section of the country is kind of a haze.
So it's first Rui's heard of it, but most of us have heard of Louisville before.
Louisville, Kentucky?
Yeah, exactly. All
I
right.
think I've even been there.
Oh my God, really?
Wow.
No,
What did you do there?
that was probably some music-related stuff,
Were you playing in a band in Louisville?
or like adjacent.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Rui. That was everybody. That was Campfire Tales. Rui's Campfire Tales.
I knew it. I
Can't
was
wait.
going to ask if we were going to get an outro.
Can't wait until next week.
Yes.
Can't wait until next week for another incredible episode of Campfire Tales. Good job, buddy. All right, let's continue on quickly. A couple of weeks ago, I reported about the Cheddar Goblin puzzle that comes in the mac and cheese box. Remember that? Well, listen to this, Mandy fans. They've taken things one step further. Now you can actually get Cheddar Goblin mac and cheese
Whoa.
delivered right to your door. Nothing's better than cheddar except tasting it for yourself. It's here. It's real. It's cheesy as hell. Whether you want to eat it or add it to your Mandy collection, this fully edible, terrifyingly cheesy Cheddar Goblin macaroni and cheese is sure to satisfy. Certified by the Legion M team to be goblin good. It is because of amazing fans like you, I'm pointing at you, Rui, because I know he's a fan, that we could bring this fictional product to life. Each box of Cheddar Goblin macaroni and cheese is 7 1/4 ounces. Please see product for nutrition facts and cooking instructions. Although
It will kill you if you eat too much.
I do think most of us know how to make macaroni and cheese. Grab your Cheddar Goblin before the Cheddar Goblin eats it all. Available now at the Legion M website for the low price. I don't know how much macaroni and cheese costs anymore. For the low price of $4.44 a box. Is that expensive?
That's a
It
little
depends what
pricey
type of
for
mac and cheese
box
it
of
is.
mac and
Is it like
cheese.
the Velveeta kind?
Or
Or is it like the powder
I remember
bag kind?
it's the powdered kind. I remember when I was buying mac and cheese
Yeah.
that it was like 3 for $1, wasn't it, Stacy? 2 for $1, something like that.
I mean, they're pretty. It's pretty inexpensive thing still.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So $4.44 is a little pricey for mac and cheese, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I wasn't sure what the size
But you're paying
is.
for the box too.
I don't want to dwell on it, but I do want to mention the
Well, they probably didn't make as much of this as like
right. So
you
they
know,
obviously,
anything
you know,
else,
and
so
you're paying for the novelty stuff.
cost them more.
Novelty is always expensive. I do want to mention the goat penis that Larsa just sent us a picture of. Now she's not wrong. It does have some resemblance to a human penis, except the head is all wrong. Stacey, you've seen the picture, right?
Yeah.
The head is all wrong. It looks like
I wish I didn't see the picture.
It looks like a tiny human penis with a really bad STD is what it looks like.
Exactly.
Right?
Oh God!
Isn't it awful?
It's terrible.
I told you guys it was fucking gross.
Even if you like penises, this is not a good penis. Imagine getting that dick pic. Holy smokes!
I'm sure there's been plenty of dick pics like that sent out.
Oh my God!
Oh.
While we're here, Stacey, talking about cereal, let's talk.
We weren't talking about cereal, but now we are.
Cereal.
Since we were talking
what
about
kind of cereal are you eating, Ken?
Dicks for breakfast.
while we're talking about food, let's talk about Monster cereal for a minute. We were just talking about macaroni and cheese. We're just talking about macaroni and cheese. Now we're talking about cereal. Monster cereal. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and General Mills will again try to make your breakfast during the Halloween season the most fun meal of the year. That's right, everybody. Monster cereals are back to haunt your supermarket shelves. Something the sweet and scary delights have been doing now for nearly 50 years. The traditional leaders of the Monster cereal lineup, Frankenberry, Count Chocula, and Boo Berry, complete with their tasty Monster marshmallows, have signaled the end of summer and the onset of the Halloween season for kids of all ages for decades now. Missing from shelves this year, as has been in the case for the past several years, are, of course, Fruit Brute and the fruity Yummy Mummy boxes. I don't know where those are, Stace.
They must not be as popular, or else you would think they would make them.
Those cereals last appeared during a 2-year relaunch back in 2013. The first two monster cereals, chocolate flavored Count Chocula and the strawberry flavored Frankenberry, were introduced in March 1971. Blueberry, generally recognized as the first blueberry flavored cereal. Did you know that, Stacey?
No, I didn't realize that. But
Debuted in December 1973. Since 2010, the big three have been manufactured and sold only during Halloween's peak months of September and October. And to make the season even sweeter, General Mills also will roll out a limited edition pumpkin spice Cheerios, which I've had them. I banged down a box, and it was okay. And Reese's Puffs bat-shaped remakes of the usual Reese's Puff cereal. The mid-sized boxes of all these seasonal favorites will set you back a mere $2.50. With a larger family-sized cereal, $3.99. Both perfectly affordable.
What a deal!
It's a deal. I don't know how it works, Kelly, with vegans. Can you eat breakfast cereal? What happens?
There's a lot of them you can eat.
Okay, can you
and
eat?
then you just have almond milk or something.
Can you have Count Chocula, or is that out?
I don't know. I haven't tried to have it in years. I don't really eat cereal anymore.
Have you given it up? What happened?
I just if I was going to eat cereal, it would be like a snackage kind of thing. And usually just put my hand in the box and grab a handful. But I don't really crave sweets in the morning.
Right. That's what breakfast cereal is all about. That's what I'm saying. Imagine, Kelly, just imagine you and I banging down a big bowl of Frankenberry together. How delightful would that be?
You know what? We'll make that happen, Ken.
I think that's what people expect of us. I think when people
a lovely space heater.
I think when people think Ken and Kelly, they think those two are banging down a bowl of Frankenberry right now, watching a spooky movie.
Only in an abandoned church.
Right. Hey, you can hire a home exorcist to help cleanse and sell your haunted house. So if you're selling your home, Kelly, if you're selling your home, and it's haunted, right. I mean that's something you need to disclose, right? And that could really lower the property values, don't you think?
Wow, I have to get into that business of exercising people's homes.
Would you purchase a house rumored to be haunted? If you said no, you're among the 61% of Americans that would not buy a home if they thought it was haunted, according to a new study. To help owners of haunted homes cleanse their property, you can now hire a home exorcist to get rid of bad vibes, ghosts, and demons.
It's all bad vibes here.
A survey done by isoldmyhouse.com asked 5,000 Americans about their supernatural beliefs to gauge the impact the paranormal has on selling a property. The study found the following about Americans. Here we go. 55% admit to believing in ghosts or spirits. That's number one. That's too many.
That's 5% too many at least.
Let's do a survey. Let's do a survey here quickly. Stacey, do you believe in ghosts or spirits?
No.
Rui, do you believe in ghosts or spirits?
I don't want to take the chance.
I
is that a yes or a no?
I need a definitive answer.
Yeah.
You do? Oh my God.
I'm gonna say yeah.
All right, Squeaky Dave, do you believe in ghosts or spirits?
Hell no.
Okay. Kelly, do you believe in ghosts or spirits?
Yes.
What?
Hell yeah.
Oh my God. I think we're at 50%.
Spooky team.
Larissa, do you believe in ghosts or spirits?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
I think we have
divided.
I think
50-50.
This show is 50%.
I can ask Jess to untie this tie if you guys.
Yes.
Babe, come here.
I hope she chooses. Wisely. Otherwise, we're going to be completely discredited.
Do you believe in ghosts? Yeah. Fuck yeah.
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 Uh-oh, Stace, that puts us over.
Yeah, thanks, Jess.
That puts us over. Oh my God.
I'm sure Mrs. Squeaky believes in ghosts.
Well, I have to protest. There's no such thing. 36% reported a paranormal experience.
I mean, I think there's things people can't explain, but that doesn't mean that that's what's causing it. You know.
Stace, you're not waffling, are you?
No.
I dig what Stacey's saying. It's very.
That there's things
very
that
rational.
might. I mean, something might happen and you can't explain it.
You know what? You know what it usually is? It's
because it's like the
ghosts.
wind, or it's like condensation.
Right, exactly.
Or it's
It's a ghost.
Usually you don't realize that there's a crack in the window or something, and it's blowing the door closed.
It's a spirit.
61% would not buy a home if they thought it was haunted.
Wow.
I feel that.
I wouldn't buy a home if I thought it was haunted.
I'm not gonna take the risk. I've seen too many horror movies.
A home rumored to be haunted will stay on the market 133 days longer than the average home.
Try that. I mean,
20.
yeah,
I have a question now that we're looking for a house. If it's haunted, are the owners willing to pay the closing money for it? Because if they pay it, I'll buy it.
27% reported a harmless experience with a ghost or spirit, such as items being moved. 27% said that's happened to them.
That's okay. I'll blame Jess if something gets moved.
9% said their paranormal experience was aggressive, such as disturbing noises, physical pain, or items being thrown or broken. So,
I'm getting scared.
So that means that for the most part, ghosts are friendly, like Casper.
I don't know if that's true.
No.
They're
So
probably
that's nice.
pissed that you're in their home.
19% have talked with a psychic or priest about a supernatural event.
You can go to Fatma's.
To help combat these statistics, isoldmyhouse.com is partnering to offer a home exorcism service, which is free. The website explains how it all works. We've partnered with an exorcist to offer a home exorcism service that will ensure your property is empty of any apparitions and suitable for the 61% of Americans who would rather not buy a haunted house, which, by the way, if you do the math, is approximately 202 million people. The free service will be facilitated initially by a remote video call between the homeowner and our exorcist, who will be able to diagnose the issue if there is one.
Through the video?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And offer our advice on how to deal with any paranormal activity. In the case that a home visit is required, the homeowner and the exorcist can discuss the costs moving forward. So there you go, everybody. Something to think about.
That's what it is.
If
They're
you're selling
like,
your house.
we'll give you this for free, but now we found something, so we're gonna have to come to your house, and it's gonna cost you $150 or
Yeah, how
more, $1,000 or whatever.
How much percentage of these home calls result in them going, "Yep, your place is haunted. It's haunted as hell."
Ken, it's probably Fatma's doing it. You're
you
gonna
know.
con people out of 20,000 grand again.
Exactly. So don't fall for it. In fact, I feel like if you're selling property here in Salem, you could get more if it was haunted.
Oh yeah.
So if we ever put this place up for sale, Stace, that's the first thing we're going to put in the ad. Haunted, Stace, haunted AF. Put that in the ad. Make that the headline.
No.
You gonna murder somebody there?
Well, what about Ken? What about celebrity ghosts? Like haunted by Sir John, whatever.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's even better. Like if it's like a ghost with one of them George Washington hats lurking around.
Like that
It's like haunted
cartoon.
by Nathaniel
What was that
Hawthorne.
cartoon with the colonial ghosts?
Exactly, the colonial ghost.
Phantom of the Scarlet Letter.
This one's haunted by Elton John.
He's not dead yet, buddy.
Yeah.
That would drive up the price even more, I imagine.
All right, everybody. Well, that's fun, but it's time for bad news. You know, there's a lot of bad news out there.
Oh.
Sometimes it seems like it gets worse and worse every day.
It's the Funky Phantom.
Oh, here we go. Ready?
And what's Stacy? What?
Funky Phantom.
Funky Phantom is the colonial ghost.
Yeah.
Say if we sell this house, headline haunted AF, and then put a picture of the Funky Phantom.
Funky Phantom.
The colonial disco.
And like
ghost.
in the window, the Funky Phantom. He's just like in the window, but make it
terrible.
But make it subtle, Stace.
Yeah.
So people are like, did you see that in that picture? And
But not too subtle, because that's not the Funky Phantom style.
And then it can go viral. And then we
Nobody
can really
wants a ghost doing disco dances.
we can
in the
really
house.
raise.
No, it
the,
was colonial ghost.
well, it doesn't mean
Colonial
doesn't
disco
like
ghost.
Yeah, it doesn't mean he doesn't like
They
disco.
have funk in colonial times?
Well, if he's around now, he will have experienced everything.
Especially in your house. He's a
Also,
ghost
he was-
born in the
he
wrong
was a
generation.
cartoon, so-
Wow.
All right, let's get to the bad news. Here we go.
Woman falls out of moving car onto highway while filming Snapchat video.
Of course it is, fucking moron.
So wait a minute. You're telling me she fell out of her car, moving
Yep.
car, because she was filming a Snapchat video.
Yes.
Okay. Let's find
A
out what
woman
happened.
fell onto the lane of a busy UK highway while she was hanging out of the car window filming a Snapchat video, according to the police.
Ooh, selfie.
Police in
me,
Surrey.
me.
Snapchat, Instagram story. Ooh, selfie, me.
Exactly.
And-
Wait, Stace.
Do that again,
Do that
but
again,
with a car
please.
crash
And then I'll.
noise.
Yeah, and then I got it. I got it. I got you. There.
Snapchat, Instagram story. Ooh, selfie, me.
There we go. All right.
That's a reenactment.
Yeah, that's how it went. That's exactly how it went. Okay, go ahead.
Police in Surrey, England said on Twitter Saturday that the woman was in the front passenger seat filming out of the window when she fell from the vehicle south of London on the M25, one of Britain's busiest roads. Police tweeted that it was pure luck that the woman wasn't seriously injured or killed. A police spokesperson told the BBC officers were called to the M25 between Junction 6 and Clackett Lane services shortly after 1:30 this morning, following reports of a female falling out of a moving vehicle. She was treated by paramedics at the scene, and her injuries were not life-threatening or life-changing, the spokesperson said. Police did not make any arrests. After people on social media asked why the woman wasn't arrested, police responded that those involved certainly learned a thing or two that night. The quest for selfies killed 259 people between 2011 and 2018.
That's fucking awesome.
Published in the Journal of Family Medicine and Primary Care 2 years ago, CNN reported.
So
The author...
Good. Sorry.
Yep. The author said that drowning, transport, and falls were the top causes of selfie-related deaths, and the average age of the victims were just under 23.
Well, at least we know that there's a cutoff point when you stop dying from Snapchat videos.
I'm okay. You're okay.
You're
Ken.
okay.
You're
We're
definitely
okay. We really have to look out for Rui though, because he is prime Snapchat death material. So
gotta get my snap score up before I meet my inevitable end.
Is there a snap score? I didn't know there was. Oh my god.
There is.
What is your snap score right now?
It's very low because I don't really use it. It's like 15,000.
People still use that thing?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, people still use Snapchat. It's all teenagers. It's like, so it's 13.
I had to delete mine.
You deleted
Wow.
yours? Why?
Really?
What happened, Kelly?
I deleted it a couple of years ago because I kept getting men sending me dick pics and like random dudes hitting on me through Snapchat that I didn't know. And I'm like, how the hell did you even get this?
And goats.
It was just weird. I just wanted to send my pictures of cats to people and
Yeah.
get pictures of cats in return.
That's
Apparently
all you
not what
wanted.
that
You
is.
wanted cats and you got dicks.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous.
That's a bad equation.
Yeah, exactly. They don't. What is going on with all these dicks? Anyway, it's a terrible situation. I'm glad she's okay, and like the cops say, I hope that she learned a lesson. Do you think, Kelly, that she learned a lesson from that?
No.
No.
Just gonna do
How
it
do you
again.
fall out the window is my question.
What was she doing? Like, was she like drunk and hanging out? She had to be. It was like 1:30 in the morning. She's like hanging half her body out, right? And being like, oh, look at me. Right?
What a dummy.
That's exactly how it happened.
Yeah, agreement.
Oh my God,
You
it's so
fucking baffled
windy out here.
No, you have to do it with a British accent.
Exactly.
I don't have a British accent. You do it.
I don't have one.
Yeah,
either.
really? Come on. British accent, somebody.
Kelly, I bet
There's
I bet you could do a good British accent. If you gave it a shot.
Channel of a
It's
British
so
Visco
windy
girl.
out here, chums. I don't know.
That's more like strange New Yorker.
All right, I'm not an actor. Leave me alone,
Next.
guys.
Next, please.
Aren't you though? Anyhow,
here we go.
UK diner. What is happening over there? Wrong side of the pond, I guess. UK diner caught on CCTV sprinkling pubic hair on food.
Okay, now this is important because Kelly is a server now, so this is the kind of thing she's going to have to look out for. All right, because
Oh, God.
people do disturbing things in restaurants. You don't think that they do, but it turns out that they do. Let's listen closely to what happened in the story.
A diner has been caught on camera allegedly reaching into his shorts to pull out pubic hair before sprinkling it on a plate of food in front of him. So he ate his own pubic hair. Oh God.
So he reached into his pants.
So it was freshly plucked.
That's before we go any further. Rui, think about it. Thinking about sticking your hand down your pants and then yanking out some of your pubic hair. That's hardcore.
So gross.
Let's all try it right now. Let's all try it right now and then see.
No.
All right, Rui, go ahead. Go ahead. I know we're in the middle of a podcast. Later on, we'll try it out.
Christ.
No.
CCTV captured inside a restaurant in Blackburn, England, shows two men seated at a table full of food and drinks. At one point, one man appears to reach into his shorts before sprinkling what is claimed to be pubic hair on the food. He then appears to repeat the act. The diner also allegedly pulled hair off his head and put it on the food.
Pluck.
It's claimed the men told the restaurant owner they would not be paying, oh, here we are, $121 bill due to the presence of hair on their food. Okay, now I get them. All right.
There you have it.
Yeah. The incident left staff at Jan's barbecue kitchen disgusted and shocked. The Lancaster Telegraph reports, quote, I went up to them and asked them if everything was okay, and they seemed happy enough and said the food was nice, unquote. The waitress who served them said the restaurant staff said the food the men ordered was enough to feed up to 6 people. Jesus. Quote, when it came to paying, they said there was hair on the food, unquote. Manager said, quote, we checked and there was hair on the biryani.
Okay, good.
Biryani kebabs.
Sure.
And the naan bread as well.
Right.
Unquote.
Okay.
At that point, I thought something is a bit strange and checked the CCTV, and it showed one man putting his hand under his cap and then into his shorts twice and sprinkling the contents onto the food, unquote. He added he confronted the men about the incident, but they argued with the staff for 10 minutes before eventually leaving, paying just $36.
What an asshole.
Yeah, Jesus. He said the incident left him saddened. Quote, it's not been easy time for businesses, and it was shocking, unquote, he said. Quote, we run a clean place, and things like this are horrible and unfair on hardworking folk.
So you understand what happened here. So they order a bunch of food. more than they can pay for because they think to
Greedy
themselves,
assholes.
we're not going to pay for it anyway because we're just going to put hair on it and say it's got a hair on it. We don't want to pay for it. Now, that's a pretty solid plan, but they forgot cameras.
Every place has cameras now.
Every
so
place has
it's
cameras
Stupid.
everywhere, all the time. So they should have done like what we used to do back in the 80s. Right, Stacey? We used to do what you call
Dine and dash.
Dine and dash.
We used to call it the old chew and screw. We used to do it. We used to do it specifically at the Pizzeria Regina in Harvard Square, because for some reason, the Pizzeria Regina wouldn't card teenagers, so we would go down there. Me and my buddy Luke and my buddy Sasha.
No, it was the Unos.
No, it was the Regina.
Oh, really? Because Uno's in Harvard Square didn't card either.
All right, well, something's going on with the pizza chains down in Harvard
Back
Square.
then,
Still
in
not?
The, in the like early 90s. Yeah.
So we'd go down to the Regina, and we'd order a pizza and like
Late 80s
and a
or
pitcher
90s.
of beer.
Yeah.
And we're like, 16. We're Rui age, and we're banging down pitchers of beer. And then, as soon as we're done, the guy comes and brings the check. We're chatting, smoking, because you could smoke back then. We're chatting, smoking, waiting for the waiter to go out and get somebody's food or something, and then, boom, out of there.
I would kick your little ass.
And then they would chase us down the street, but we were young teenagers, so we would get away, hop a fence, out of there, finish.
That's why you bring a fat friend who won't snitch.
Weird thing is, we did it like 3 or 4 times over the course of a couple of summers. So it's like
bastards.
you figured once you
jerky.
Once you do it once,
that's it.
That's it. They take you. There was no
You gotta
cameras.
taste crime.
They at least take your picture and
Right?
hang it on
There
the
was
wall or
there was,
something.
there was no cameras back then, so I feel bad about it now. I would pay the guy if I knew who it was.
We're
it
gonna
was-
find out who it
He's
was,
probably
Kenneth. You're
dead.
gonna go right up to his house and you're gonna fucking apologize.
But it was like 35 years ago. There's not. He's probably dead now.
We're gonna film it and use it for content.
There's nothing I can do about it now. But anyway, that's the way we used to do it. We didn't.
How do you sleep at night?
Yeah, we didn't sprinkle our own
Straight
pubic
to hell.
hairs on the food. Well, there's a lesson to be learned there too.
Yep.
Don't fall for it. Rui, you do food service as well. Don't fall for the. If you see somebody reaching into their pants.
If I see someone reaching into their pants at the cafe,
Yeah.
I don't get paid enough to deal with them.
Yeah, I would just be like, fuck it, I'm out of here.
I'm just saying you just give them the bum's rush right away, and you too, Kelly. Don't
Can just
don't
People
put up.
should not be reaching into their pants at the cafe.
Yeah, do not put up with that kind of nonsense.
Yeah,
please.
seriously.
Come on.
You need to tell them to get out when
Just
they start.
just tell them to get out.
Exactly. Yeah.
The fuck away.
Kelly, you tell them to get out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Right. Get the fuck out
I've
of here.
seen people tell people to get away from reaching into their pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Really?
Kelly, how would it sound if I say I'm a guy over at the Ugly Mug and I'm jamming my hand down my pants, and you come over and you say,
Get the fuck out of here, you nasty little piece of shit.
"Oh, that's so
Nessie?
good. That's so good." Stacey,
I said nasty, not nesty like the last one.
good job, buddy.
It's on mine.
Well done, Kelly.
You did
I
well.
like that.
You did well. Very demonstrative there. All right, finally on the bad news this week. Stace.
Oh, hang on.
Okay.
I was doing something else.
Okay.
Florida man in need of ride calls 911, lies about finding body.
So wait a minute. So he needed a ride,
Right.
and he goes,
I'm going to call 911 and say that I found a body. and then the cops will show up and give you a ride.
and they'll give you a ride. But where's the body, Stace? Isn't that-
let's find out what happened.
That's the first question the police are going to have.
Of course.
Yeah. Oh man, he thought
He got
this
up and
man
ran
thought
away,
he was
yeah.
the smartest man.
I don't think he thought it all the way through.
Winter Haven, Florida.
Okay.
46-year-old Florida man Jermaine Williams was arrested Friday after calling 911 to report a dead body, hoping cops would give him a ride home. Winter Haven police say the Florida man called 911 early Friday morning, reporting there was a dead body at the local McDonald's. Officers responded to the fast food joint where they found no body, but did find Williams sitting on the curb. The Florida man, why do I keep calling him Florida man, told police he called 911 numerous times earlier in the night, asking for a ride home. But when no one came to pick him up, he decided to lie and say he found a dead body in hopes cops would give him a ride.
Well, there you go. It's their own fault.
Winter Haven police did give the Florida man a ride, but it wasn't home. They took him to the Polk County.
Stace, do the line again. I was sorry.
Winter Haven police did give the Florida man a ride, but it wasn't home.
Okay, there you go.
They took him to the Polk County jail where he was charged with misuse of 911.
Well,
the thing is, don't they send like fucking 12 fire trucks, 3 ambulances?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really alarming thing to say that you've seen. So, I'm sure there was a million. I don't know. I guess it's just frustration, Stacey. You need a ride and you got to get home. You got to think of something.
Get a fucking Uber or a taxi. Or look up a bus schedule.
We can't all afford your fancy Uber.
What about a bus?
Yeah.
Maybe there's no buses. I don't know what's going on.
Right. We can't all afford Ubers. Some of us have to call the cops when we need a ride. That's just the way it is.
He probably could have walked home faster.
Because they got
The amount of time he was sitting there.
But this man thought that he was the smartest man in the world. He thought he had cracked the code.
Yeah.
He had
For a couple of minutes
foiled
there.
the whole system.
And the beauty of it, the thing that you can't take away from him is for a few minutes there. It's like when you buy a lottery ticket. For a few minutes there, until they announce the lottery, you can feel like a millionaire. You can feel like tonight's my night. That's how he felt until the cops actually showed up. He felt good. And then it was all over. But at least he had that moment.
Boss up again, kid.
Stace,
Yeah.
Stace, it's
You fucked up again, kid.
exactly. Stace, it's time to talk about some horror movies.
Right there on my TV. Horror movie right there on my TV. Horror movie and there's no diffuse. Horror movie, it's a 6:30 news. Horror movie, it's a 6:30 news. And it's shocking me right out of my brain.
Let's find out if anybody got shocked out of their brain this week. We're all horror enthusiasts. That's why we're here on this show. So, what we do is we let you know the films that we watch this week, give you some recommendations, new films, sometimes classic films, and if we really like them, we let you know because maybe you'll enjoy watching them too. And at the end, I will give you not only will I give you my recommendation, Stace, but I will also give you my worst watch of the week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kelly, do you have a worst watch of the week this week?
No,
Okay.
sorry.
Oh, but you do have a recommendation?
Yeah, I have a recommendation.
Fantastic. Let's get to it. Hey, Larissa, what do you got for us this week?
So this week, I saw The Autopsy of Jane Doe on Netflix and Hush. That one has been popping up. What?
Wait a minute. What did you see?
I saw Hush.
Okay, Hush.
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 I can spell.
Yes. Hush.
Yeah. I like them both, but I think I like Hush way better because of the whole silent situation and she trying to outsmart this person. The movie, this is a deaf-mute girl that lives in a kind of like in a cabin in the forest, and she has some neighbors, but she doesn't have like a lot of friends around, and internet is kind of crappy and all that. And she has this neighbor, and suddenly somebody comes back around the house and kills the friend, and he noticed that this person is deaf mute. So the whole movie is about him trying to get her killed, but she's outsmarting this guy, even though she has like an impediment. She's outsmarting this guy the whole time.
Okay.
It was more of a kind of like a thriller and a lot of tension building up until the end of the movie, and I really like it, especially because there's not a lot of dialogue because obviously she can't talk.
Right, she can't talk.
So it's more like the whole outsmarting this guy without even talking or being able to communicate to anybody because she can't like call 911 or call anybody. So it was very entertaining and it kept me on the edge the whole time. So I
Nice.
really recommend that one.
Hush. And what was the other one that you saw?
I saw The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
The Autopsy of Jane Doe, right? Okay.
Yeah, that one was it wasn't bad. It was good. The story is about this father and son mortuary people, and they perform autopsies, and then suddenly they have this corpse of a girl that inside, when they open her up, she's all fucked up.
Right.
But outside, it looks like nothing happened to her. So it's a whole trying to find out who is this person, and they find like a bunch of clues, and then when they realize who this person might be and what's going on, then I will spoil the movie, so I won't say it. But it was I'm working on it, girl. So yeah, it was a good movie. Jess wasn't paying attention to what I did, and I like it too. And they were boobs. Same pair of boobs.
Right.
But they were boobs.
I saw this.
Wait, were they dead boobs?
Yeah, they were dead boobs. I saw this movie
They were
in
dead
the.
boobs, but they look like real because it doesn't look like she's dead the whole time. That's the thing.
That's true.
That outside
That's
she
true.
looks like she's alive, but when they open up, then she looks like she's fucked up. So she
Yeah.
looks like she's alive.
I saw this movie I saw that movie in the theater, and I kind of feel like I was in the theater by myself, and it was a creepy experience, if I remember.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Did
it
you
was a
like the
creepy
movie?
Yeah, I remember liking it a lot. It was very atmospheric because it's like when they're doing the autopsy, it's like after hours, isn't it? If I remember correctly, yeah. It's like
after hours. Like there's a storm going on,
yeah. So
and the kid he was gonna leave to have a date with the girlfriend, and then the corpse is coming in, and he's obsessed because he wants to learn about doing autopsies and all that shit.
Yeah.
So he skips the date to go back and help the dad because they needed to do to investigate who this person was before the morning.
Right. It's a super atmospheric movie, and it's like a puzzle. You along with these two guys are trying to figure out what the hell is going on, and then the horror part really is pretty horrific. So yeah, that's a good one. That's definitely a good one.
It was very entertaining to me because I took a class on like bioarchaeology and anthropology of the dead, and I actually went to the morgue for a whole shift. So it was very interesting, like seeing how similar it was going to be from like the real thing.
Wow, that's awesome. Very good. Autopsy of Jane Doe and Hush from Lear. So let's go over to my old pal, Squeaky Dave.
Yes, sir. I saw, maybe you all have seen this, Random Acts of Violence. I watched it on Shudder.
Okay. Yeah, I watched that one recently. Tell me what you thought.
So, I really like the storytelling. I really like the filmmaking. I thought it was pretty dynamic. The end is kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But, the journey to the end was pretty good. So I enjoyed it all right. It's like a meta slasher.
Right. So it's about, if I remember correctly, it's about a guy who makes a comic book. And he makes a comic book. It's a very popular comic book about a serial killer.
Correct.
And he's going on, I forget why he's on the road, but he's on the road. He's doing some kind of tour, right? Is he on tour?
Exactly. It's just like a double date it's him and his wife and the manager and the assistant who's an aspiring comic book artist.
Exactly. And what happens in the movie is that his comic book is based on an actual serial killer.
Yes,
and
correct.
Then that actual serial killer starts chasing him around.
Exactly. And then, so it's like that story paralleled with other stories. It's like an omnibus almost, because it's paralleled with other stories that are within the comic book. It's like meta.
Right.
And then like the stories are showing the things in the comic book that are getting reenacted. It's really creepy.
Exactly.
And all that stuff is really cool. And then they have an explanation at the end is like, nah, it doesn't really make sense.
It's
okay. I'm not spoiling it. You should still watch it. I thought it was all right. I was, if you're a horror fan,
Yeah.
you'll dig it.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't remember the ending, so it can't have been that bad. But
exactly.
I do I do think that it was entertaining while it was unspooling for sure. All right, very good. It's called Random Acts of Violence, right?
Correct.
Thank you. And that is what Squeaky Dave suggests. Let's turn our attention to Stacey Dawn.
I saw Suck from 2009.
Right.
It is a Canadian comedy horror vampire movie. It's about a rock band that is doing a little tour. They're called the Winners, which is supposed to be ironic. Because they're not the winners.
Yeah.
And they're playing at this bar where there's a lot of cameos in famous people in this movie. Alice Cooper is the bartender in the place that they're playing.
Yeah.
Iggy Pop's the recording audio engineer at the place they record the record. Dave Foley plays their manager.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that. So they're playing in a dive bar where their bass player Jennifer she's the only girl in the band. She is there's this creepy dude in the bar who's exchanging glances with her. It turns out he's a vampire, and he turns her into a vampire, which then makes the band kind of popular because she starts to, she gives off this oozing, charismatic thing, creepy vampire vibes.
Yeah.
So they start to become popular, and one by one, the band gets turned into vampires.
So she gets
Sounds like Queen of the Damned.
So she gets hotter once she becomes a vampire.
Yeah, right. She's obviously attractive to begin with, but then she all of a sudden shows up to the next gig. They leave her behind because she says she's gonna go party with this vampire dude.
Yeah.
Then she comes back a vampire, and they're like, "You look really different," and she's like, "Nope, I'm the same."
But she wasn't
but
the
she's
same.
not the same, and
then she vamped the rest of the band.
Yeah.
And then they became more popular.
Right.
Okay.
And then and then things go on from there.
Okay.
Without giving away the whole movie.
All right. Well, that sounds interesting. I'm
it's,
sure
it's really fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was really fun. It was really entertaining. It was kind of cool. Henry Rollins is in it too. He plays the radio DJ.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Nice.
it's really fun. I enjoyed it. I think maybe we saw it a long time ago, but I didn't really remember it.
What used to happen?
I probably fell asleep.
Yeah, it was. We used to before the days of streaming services. What would happen is on Friday nights, Stacey and I would go to dinner, and then we would go over to Newbury Comics, which is a popular store here, pop culture store here in Boston, and we would buy a bunch of DVDs, and then we'd go home to watch them. And 10 minutes in,
we would rent DVDs. One or the
and
other.
10 minutes in, Stacey would be asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
So
I was tired.
So
It's a long day.
So I'd end up watching a lot of these movies myself.
Oh yeah, Moby's also in it too.
But and Suck was one of them.
Moby.
Does that really put it over the top,
about
Stacey?
him.
Like if you weren't sure,
Moby's in it.
you go.
Yeah.
Alice Cooper's in it. Iggy Pop's in it, and
Moby.
Henry Rollins is in it.
But you should have started with Moby.
Moby from
Worked your
Tim
way
and
up.
Moby.
And Malcolm McDowell plays the vampire hunter.
Oh, that's cool.
So there's
Okay.
that too.
So he's the Van Helsing.
Yep.
Okay.
He's the Van Helsing.
Okay, that's awesome.
So yeah, it was really good. It was fun.
All right, so there you go, everybody. That's Stacey suggesting Suck. I'm just trying to fix my microphone. Sorry about that. Where are we? Rui, let's get to the Teenage Intern.
All right. Well, this week I watched 1988's Night of the Demons.
Ooh.
Favorite.
Oh,
That was on Mag.
it was, yeah.
We
We
did
did
do
it.
that,
We did
yeah.
do it on Movies About Girls. It's also one of Kelly's favorites, although she doesn't like the remake.
No.
I love the remake. All right, go ahead. Tell us about it, Rui.
Well, the premise is a bunch of teenagers decide to have a party at a haunted house on Halloween night, as you do. The one night of the year where the veil is thinned and the spirits can enter our world. And as they're partying there, they perform a ritual, and a demon is unleashed upon them, possessing them. And some pretty grisly deaths ensue. You know, there's a whole cast of characters. You got the goth girl, you got the final girl, you got the punks. It's a good movie. I think it's well paced. It doesn't hold back on the gore.
Really, it's not just a good movie; it's a great movie. It's one
it
of
is
the
a great
Fucking
movie.
awesome movie.
It's one of the. It's one of the.
It is a great
He's
movie.
underselling this movie.
He is totally underselling this movie. It's one of the greatest horror movies of the '80s, arguably the greatest decade of horror movies. So it's
I
in
would
the
agree
upper
with that.
echelon of.
It's in a haunted house on Halloween night.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
lots of boobs
Hey,
in this.
Linnea
And the
Quigley's in
intro.
it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there is a
Linnea
lot of
Quigley
Linnea
shoves.
Quigley in this movie.
Linnea Quigley.
Of lipstick.
She sticks a lipstick into her boob in the movie. It's fantastic.
What more do you want, Rui?
Yeah.
I agree. It's a good movie.
No. It's a great movie, Rui.
It's a great
Yes.
movie.
Jesus
It's a great
Christ,
movie.
buddy.
It's okay. He's learning. He's an intern.
Yeah, it's true. He is. He's an intern.
Yeah.
He's got to figure all this stuff out on his own.
Getting there. He's doing
He
well.
is.
Louis.
He's doing good so far.
Thank you, Dave.
Check out the remake sometime.
Don't check that out, remake.
Well, definitely don't check out part 2 or part 3. No matter what you do.
I feel like I have to now.
I love part 2. Part
There's
2
some
is really
very
good.
Mixed opinions
Is
here.
part 2 the first movie we did on the show, or there's part 3?
We did part 3.
We did part 3.
'Cause
Don't
you
watch
had never
part
seen
3.
it before.
Yeah, don't watch part 3, buddy.
Yeah, skip that one.
All right, let's get to Kelly.
I watched 1980s Motel Hell the first time.
Whoa.
Classic. Still 70s splatter movie. I mean, it has a 70s vibe to it, even though
Yeah,
it's 1980.
for sure.
Ah.
All right, go ahead. Tell us about it.
Directed by Kevin Connor, who I looked up his credentials. He has directed a shit ton of romantic made-for-TV movies since this, and that's about it. Like all of the 2000s, he does like all the Christmas romance made-for-TV movies. And I'm like,
really?
how the fuck did you end up here, buddy?
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
Hallmark style.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Hallmark. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're on like USA and things like that, but totally like Hallmark style movie.
It makes sense.
Does it make sense? How does that make sense?
It does make sense because I remember watching that Motel Hell. I watched it on video, and then it came on TV, and like the woman in the movie was on some like late night talk show, so she was trying to be a celebrity, and it just makes sense that they would try to cross over.
I don't know if that works. All right, but continue. Go ahead, Kelly.
It stars Rory Calhoun, Nancy Parsons, Nina Axelrod, and Paul Link. And the movie follows a brother and sister that live on a farm, Vincent and Ida. They have a farm/motel that's called Motel Hello. And it gets the name Motel Hell because the O flashes out.
Right.
It's like a neon sign, you know?
Yeah.
So they run this farm/motel that has like a farm stand that sells like sausage or something. And any fucking movie starts off with any kind of meat being sold, we know what's going to happen.
Sure.
You know?
Especially sausage.
Right.
Especially sausage, yeah. Or chili,
Ground beef, anything ground
meat
up.
pies.
Yeah.
So basically what they do is they lure people back there by like having their cars get in accidents, and they take them and they put them in the ground. They have like this field, this like farm plot, and they dig way down and they stick all the people in there, so they're just their heads are like out like little turnips or something, and they cut their vocal cords, and then they like force feed them so that they and wait for them to be ripe to pluck out of the plot, and then they kill them and turn them into sausage.
Yeah.
But one of the people, a couple that they made get into this car accident on a motorcycle, the guy, the main character guy, Vincent, he kind of like takes a liking to her. Her name's Terry. So he, puts the man in the ground and then takes her back and lies to her and tells her that her partner or boyfriend or whatever dies in this accident and he had to bury her immediately or some shit, which is totally unbelievable. But she decides to stay there in the house for some reason with them because she doesn't have anywhere to go. And then his brother shows up that's a sheriff and he takes a liking to her. So then it's just like people fighting over her. And then the sister is jealous the whole time. She's trying to kill her off. It's a lot going on. I really, really, really liked this movie.
Yeah, it's essentially sort of a horror comedy, but
yeah,
but but the comedy is very black for sure. And,
it is,
and it's
is.
more horror than comedy for sure. But I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember liking it a lot.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It was fun.
Motel Hell, everybody from Kelly. You got another one?
Good rec.
That's it.
That's it.
Thanks. That's all I got. I didn't really do much this week.
I know it's been a tough week, buddy. All right, I got a couple. Of recommendations, and then I got a couple of not so recommendations. And then we'll get on to this week's.
Can't wait for those.
Here's the ones that I suggest that you check out. One is called The Pool, and it's from 2018. And when I tell you the plot, if you know me at all, you know it's my kind of movie. Guy falls asleep in a pool while it's being drained. The pool has no ladder for some reason. All right?
Seems
you get it. You get it, right? When he wakes up, he can't get out. Can't get out of the pool.
God.
Right? His dog, chained up on top. Dog's no fucking help. Dude also has diabetes. And his insulin shot, it's up there too. He can't get to the insulin shot.
Oh, God.
His fiance drops by. This movie's from Thailand, by the way. His fiance drops by. So psyched. Hooray. And she's like, I'm going to dive into the pool. And he's like, wait. No. Don't dive into... And then she dives
Oh, my God.
She dives into the pool, knocks her head on the way down because there's no fucking water in it. And then, she's knocked out in a coma, bleeding profusely. And then...
That sounds so stressful.
And then...
That's what I said.
No. And then an alligator shows up, crawls into the pool.
Oh, Christ.
What? Come on.
And that's what's happening in the pool.
Classic Ken
Holy
movie.
shit, man.
Yeah, I walked in while he was
seriously.
watching it, and he's like, "Do you want to watch the rest?" I was like, "No, this is way too stressful, man." He's like, "I don't need this kind of stress."
Classic survival horror with a very realistic looking gator.
I just watched some rock and roll vampires. I don't want to watch this.
I have seen some shoddy CGI lately, and this was a very good alligator. It's called The Pool, and it's on Shudder. And if you can dig that kind of action, it's really good. I don't, yes.
You know that I'm one of the programmers at the New York Asian Film Festival, right?
Yeah.
We showed that film last year, or was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, probably 2 years ago. And what did people think? Did they like it?
Oh, of course. My mom picked that out specifically to go see it, and she really enjoyed it.
I thought it was great.
Wow.
I really I had a good time with it.
Yeah, no, it was a standout choice. I think it was 2 years ago. I think it was 2018. And it was, it really struck us because it's a very simple situation where this guy gets stuck in a pool. Like, who would that happen to? But it was very realistic. And it was also like a metaphor for, middle age. Like the guy was coming to the realization that he was getting married. He had to face getting married and having kids and all this stuff. And it was manifested by a crocodile or an alligator or whatever chasing him in a pool that he couldn't get out of.
It was interesting because obviously they have it's a different culture. So one of the big deals about it was that the girlfriend was pregnant, and he thought because he's like a PA on movie shoots and felt like he wasn't ready in his career to have a child, so he wanted for her to have an abortion, and apparently. That's a big deal in Thailand because his friend was like, you can't do that. It's a sin. You can't, and it's illegal. Turns out it's illegal too in Thailand.
Wow.
So so it was this big huge deal that he wanted her to have an abortion because she showed him what the pregnancy test fell out of her on the way to knocking herself out. The pregnancy test fell out of her pocket, so he realized that she was pregnant. And then when she woke up, she was like, "You wanted me to have an abortion?" And she was super mad at him. And then a fucking alligator shows up. So in some ways, the alligator was him wrestling with the pregnancy of his fiance.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
It's very deep. It's very spiritual and deep at the same time.
It's deep.
Like a pool.
Right, like a pool. Exactly.
Exactly. You nailed it.
So check it out. It's The Pool. It's from 2018. And the other one that I want to tell you about, and this will be a controversial pick because of who made the film. But the name of the film is called Disco Path. It's from 2013. It is from the what I would say what I would call, and no one else would, what I would call the visionary behind Aqua Slash.
Oh, God.
Yes.
See what I'm saying?
Yes.
See what I'm saying? Disco Path is a
You did not miss anything, Dave. Don't worry.
It's one of the best movies.
I love Aqua Slash. Disco Path
It's awesome.
is a psycho thriller about a traumatized young dude who goes bananas whenever he hears disco music and kills whatever sexy young women are within his reach. Now, now that is a problem since it's 1976.
Oh no!
In New York City. And, and disco is everywhere. So
definitely,
you can see how this guy, he's got some big problems. Here are some things that are great about this. It was shot in Montreal, but the first 20 minutes or so are supposed to take place in New York. So there's all these French people doing New York accents.
Oh, God.
And that is fucking awesome. If you haven't heard that before, you got to check that out. That's really good. There's a very stylish giallo-esque murder under the dance floor of a disco. Everybody's getting down on the dance floor. It's it's one of those glass floor states that they have the lights underneath, so the lights can flash. And the murder is happening underneath, and she's banging on the on the floor.
Right,
but of course,
it's loud.
It's loud.
So
it's a disco.
Yeah.
So that was a really good. That was really cool. Then the action switches to Montreal, and for the next half hour or so, all the action is at an all-girl Catholic high school.
Oh yeah.
And then it's wall-to-wall hot French girls.
Catholic high school girls in trouble.
Right. Then there's an incredibly gruesome murder by 45 RPM 7-inch single.
Whoa.
Right.
What?
They were little records that they used to play, Rui, back in the day.
Oh, I thought that was some kind of gun or something.
No, it was a
7-inch.
Yeah, 7-inch is how we used to listen to music back in the day. After some bumbling around, the cops, who all chain smoke and wear leather jackets with wide collars, of course, because it's 1976.
As you do.
They figure out what's up, and then there's a truly wild finale that features the classic disco kiss track, "I Was Made for Loving You."
Oh no!
Oh.
Well, for the entirety of the song.
Oh my! Where's Jeff Crazy?
The whole thing rolls along with this crazy wobbling verve, and while it, Stacey, never looks exactly like 1976, but it doesn't look like a contemporary film either.
Right.
It's its very own thing.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And I highly recommend it. It's called Disco Path. It's really fun. It's stylish and it's gory and it's weird. I loved it. I watched it on Amazon for the low price of $2.99. Check it out, Disco Path. Especially if, like some of us, but not all of us, you enjoyed Aqua Slash.
So wait, if you didn't enjoy Aqua Slash, would you recommend this one?
It's nothing like Aqua Slash except for remember how Aqua Slash had this vibe where it seemed like the screenplay was Google translated into English from French?
Yeah.
Right.
Exact same thing happens in Disco Path. Although a lot of it is actually in French when they get to Montreal. but all the English speaking parts.
Oh, wacky.
Like one of the guys, one of the detectives is supposed to be like a tough, like blaxploitation 1976 Jim Brown, Fred Williamson kind of guy.
Ooh, I like that.
Except he's French, you know.
So
not only is he trying to do like a tough like New York accent, he's trying to do it a tough like black New York accent, and he's a Frenchie. It's fantastic. I love it.
Oh my.
So Disco Path, everybody. Hey, and it's time for worst watch of the week.
Garbage.
All right, there's three. It's a tie. It's a three-way tie for last.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
You've been busy.
Let me bang through them. Death of a Vlogger, 2019. This has been getting a lot of enthusiastic reviews, so I gave it a shot. And it's a found footage meets social media kind of horror thing. That's about as contemporary as you can get, of course, right? So, but aside from a couple of jump scares ripped straight out of Paranormal Activity, think about the scary part of Paranormal Activity, and that's exactly the scary part about this. This was just a snoozer. Also, you cannot make, which we learned from whatever that movie was that we watched a few weeks ago, you cannot make a decent protagonist out of a vlogger.
No.
Very true.
They're just
God,
terrible.
no.
Because you want them to die.
They're just terrible people, and you pretty much hope the ghost kills them in the first 5 minutes. And the fact that it takes 90 minutes to do it, spoiler alert, is way too much. Well, it's in the title, obviously, Death of a Vlogger.
Right.
And it's a found footage movie. And as we know in found footage movies, nobody makes it out alive. It was just really boring. Now, let me move on. Trailer Park Shark, 2017.
Oh, really? That wasn't good, Ken? Trailer Park Shark? What you fucking think you were getting?
The trailer suggests that this movie features Tara Reid fighting a shark in a trailer park. And while that is technically true, she's only in the movie for 5 minutes. And also so she does that part, stays, and then she's gone, gets eaten by the shark.
True.
So it's not a Tara Reid
You
movie.
wanted more.
I wanted more. I just want to watch a Tara Reid movie.
She steals stuff and fights a shark.
She steals stuff and fights a shark, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, you were there too, weren't you, Stacey?
I was there, yes.
And the CGI is woeful, even for the diminished expectations of a sci-fi movie. The CGI was terrible, just terrible all around, right, Stace?
Yeah, it was.
Do you have anything to say about Trailer Park Shark?
It was silly.
Just awful.
Because it never, so
Go ahead.
there's a big flood because some guy blows up the levee or whatever.
Yeah.
But the shark isn't there because he blows up the levee and there's a big flood. The shark is already there for some reason, and they never give you any explanation of why the shark is there in the first place.
And also, but sharks live in the ocean.
Right, and it's a swamp.
You can't. I think there are no swamp sharks.
So they're trying. They make some weird explanation. They say, "Oh, well, the shark must have come in from the wherever." I'm like, what? Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah, there's people who think there's an octopus living in Oklahoma. So
that
could
happen.
If they had made up a mutant shark, then people would have been on board. Like, oh, this is a mutant swamp shark. But they didn't.
No, it was like shark.
There's a shark in the swamp.
Wait a minute, Rui. Is it a land octopus?
No, it's just a big ass octopus in a lake in Oklahoma.
In a lake.
I suppose that if someone released something into the wild, like a baby octopus or something, maybe it's possible. But
But an octopus can only live in the ocean in salt water.
yeah,
Like
I don't know.
sharks.
Who knows? I don't know.
I don't know what octopus can do.
Maybe it's an eel.
That's why you need mutants, like humanoids from the deep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But my
Go ahead.
my point is.
Yeah. What's your point?
They never explain why there's a shark. Like, most of these movies, there's some ridiculous explanation for why there's a shark. But they don't even try to give you a ridiculous explanation for why there's a shark. There's just a shark.
Trailer Park Shark. I just, Tara Reid is in all these cheap jack movies. I just want to watch Tara Reid. So if they could let me know like how much screen time she's
Ahead of
getting
time.
before I watch it, that would be.
I honestly can't believe Tara Reid is still a thing.
She's not, Dave.
Oh, okay, thank you.
She only is with Ken.
She is for 5 minutes at a time, apparently. Tara Reid will always be a thing for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the last one, in the three-way tie for last, is Teacher Shortage, which I watched last night. It's a camcorder slasher about a bunch of teachers getting murdered by an unseen killer, and it was awful. I watched it because it had two 80s scream queens, Brink Stevens and Deborah Lamb, and I guess I forgot that the 80s were almost 40 years ago, and now they're senior citizens. Literally, Brink Stevens is 66 years old. She's now a senior citizen. I forgot.
So this is a newer movie.
Yeah, it's brand new. It's from right now.
Oh my god.
For some reason,
not look the same.
For some reason, I expected Brink Stevens to still look like Brink Stevens.
That's like I watched a new horror movie recently that has Adrienne Barbeau. Now,
Yeah. It's not the same thing.
I forget. Adrienne Barbeau doesn't look bad this year. It's pretty good. We saw her a couple of years ago in person, and she looked great.
Did we?
No, Adrienne Barbeau's great, but I'm just saying it's not Adrienne Barbeau from Escape from New York. It's Adrienne Barbeau.
Right? Yeah.
Wait, Stacy, wait a second.
Yeah.
We saw Adrienne Barbeau in person?
Yeah, a couple of years ago at the Coolidge. Remember, we went to see the movie, The Fog.
Oh yeah, we saw her at when
and she was there
introduced The
afterwards.
Fog.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then she was there afterwards doing a Q&A.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Did we meet her?
Very cool.
No, but we saw her.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Why don't they make new Scream Queens? What happened?
That's a good point.
Don't you think we deserve Scream Queens?
Yes.
We definitely
Is that
do.
is it an outmoded? We can't have Scream Queens anymore? Is it anti-feminist or something?
I think you should find the new Scream Queen.
You remember when they had that terrible show about trying to find a
Oh yeah.
Oh, they had a show about it.
that.
That was like 10 years ago,
She
right?
starred in like one of the Saw movies. How many of those things are there?
I feel like I
7 of
watched
them?
that, but I don't remember a lot about it.
All right, we're gonna dig up some new Scream Queens. I think
Yes,
we need them. We gotta have them. All right, Stacey, it's time for the best kill of the week. Ready?
Yeah, hang on. My mouse is wacky.
Okay.
That is gross.
Yes, what's the best kill of the week?
I think probably the girlfriend of the son of the guy performing autopsies because you're not expecting it.
Right.
So I ruined it for you. Sorry, guys.
Damn it. She did it again.
Son of a bitch.
You cannot ask for a kill of a week without saying who's going to get killed. It's not my fault.
It's okay. I will remember tomorrow.
Okay.
I probably won't either.
But what's done is done, and I suppose we just move on with our lives.
We can't help. There's nothing else we can do.
True.
Rui, what's the best kill of the week?
Well, I'd have to say at the end of Night of the Demons, there's an old grizzled son of a bitch who puts razor blades in apples and gives it to trick-or-treaters, but his wife bakes a pie out of them, and he takes a bite of it, and then the dude's throat gets ripped open from the inside because of the razor blades.
Nice.
That's
a good
I
one.
love that scene.
Stace, that's a good one.
Yeah.
It's pretty unexpected, because it's at the end of the movie. You don't see it coming. The story's already over. But one more.
Squeaky Dave, what was the best kill of the week?
You know, I don't have a kill of the week, but I have something that really made me jump and feel very uncomfortable.
Okay.
So it was a horror movie. It was a Korean horror movie about Olympic divers. And there was a girl who was doing a dive, and it was one of those dives where she did a handstand, like a back handstand.
Sure.
And then she does like a flip and stuff.
Yep.
So she does it, and as she's coming down, she hits her head on the edge.
Ouch.
And that scared the bejesus out of me. I jumped up out of my seat and screamed.
Oh,
it always seems like that's going to happen when people are diving.
I know. When I watch the diving stuff, it's scary.
I hate watching people dive because I always feel that way. I remember a couple years ago, Me and Stacy DC went to what's the name of that place you go when you jump around on trampolines?
Sky Zone.
We went to Sky Zone to get over our fear of diving because we both have it. And then so we were like, all right, we'll just dive into this ball pit. And then we'll be able to dive into a pool. And then we couldn't do it. Neither of us could do it. Because we were like,
I got some advice for you.
Because we both thought that we were going to break our necks. And so we'd go in to dive, and then halfway through we'd roll over because we'd like, forget it, I'm not going to do it.
Neither one of you should be diving. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, you're probably right. Go ahead. What is your advice? What is your
My
advice?
advice is don't get over your fear. Just don't dive.
Yeah, there's no reason to. There's no reason.
Kind of a rational fear.
Yeah. You know, so I'm scared of heights, you know. I mean, I've done some height stuff, but no.
Some of us should dive and some of us shouldn't. That's all.
That's right. Exactly.
Holy dive. I'm going to dive. I love to dive.
Do you like to dive? I can see that, Kelly.
Yes.
Kelly's very extroverted. She likes action and adventure, and she really likes to go for it.
Do a flip right now. Let's see it.
She really likes to go for it.
Just decided to join. Get have some fun. Set our dicks on fire. Huh?
Yeah, that's the kind of.
Yeah, set our dicks on fire.
That's what Kelly's. That's the kind of person she is.
All right, Kelly, go for it.
She likes to.
Dave.
She likes to have fun. All right, Kelly, what was the best kill of the week?
In Motel Hell, there was a band called Ivan and the Terribles, and they were like one of the cars that gets into an accident, and they take all the members of the band, and one of them, they put a noose around their neck and then tie them to a tractor and strangle them.
Fantastic. Stacey, what's the best kill of the week?
In Suck, they're in a convenience store and Jennifer kills the guy by sticking a straw in his neck and sucking out the blood.
Wow, that was pretty good too.
A metal straw?
Like a
No,
Capri
like a plastic
Sun.
straw. Because she has super vampire strength.
For me, even though the film was otherwise lousy, in Teacher Shortage, Brink Stevens gets stabbed in the brain with a ruler.
Oh.
I thought that was cool. It's tough to get a ruler into somebody's skull. But
you'd imagine.
Yeah, they did it. All right, everybody. Well, that's fun. Now it's time for this week's group watch. This week, we watched a film that's called Rent-A-Pal. And let me tell you a little bit about it. This was directed by John Stevenson, who is known mostly as a camera person, which would explain, by the way, the shots. There were like these crazy shots from the inside of the videotape. Yeah. Right? You know, when you see the actual videotape and the inside of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is a wild shot. And I was thinking, yeah, who would think that? It's because he's a camera person.
Cameraman,
That's a camera guy thinks of that kind of shit. Regular director wouldn't think of it. He did the camera work on the Evel Knievel documentary, Being Evil, which I enjoyed quite a bit, being a big Evel Knievel fan. And also a 2014 horror movie called Eat that looks really messed up. Watch the trailer. It'll freak you out. It's about this actress who develops a weird eating disorder in which she begins eating herself.
Oh.
Wow.
It's pretty intense.
I want to see that one.
I knew Kelly was going to say that.
You got to check out the trailer. It's fucking wild. Okay, so the movie, Rent-A-Pal. It's 1990, the height of the VHS era. Rent-A-Pal stars Brian Landis Folkens, who I've never seen before. Stacey, have you ever seen him before?
No, I don't think so.
He's his name is David. He is a 40-year-old guy who is the caretaker for his mom, who is elderly and has dementia. He lives in the basement of his mom's house, and he drinks and he takes care of her, and that's it. That's his life. His father committed suicide 10 years before, leaving him to take care of his mom. He's very lonely, so he's part of a video dating service. But it's been 6 months, and so far, no luck. One day, he's at their office, picking up some of the potential new date videos, and he rummages through a bargain bin at near the desk there and finds a tape called Rent-A-Pal. Picks it up on a whim, takes it home. Tape features a guy named Andy, played by Wil Wheaton. Who is like a virtual friend. he jokes around, tells some embarrassing and slightly rapey stories, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. They play Go Fish together. They take a picture together. Wil Wheaton's playing guitar at one point. They're having a really good time. And David gets into the habit of watching the tape every day. Well, one day he ends up with a match, finally, with a girl named Lisa, played by Amy Rutledge, who was in a really violent home invasion film in 2009 called Neighbor. Check that out sometime if you're into really violent home invasion movies.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of home invasion movies myself. Anyway, they go on a date to the... Wait, what happened to my music station? Thank you.
Yeah, I was just trying to adjust it.
Anyway, they go on a date to the roller rink, and it's really nice. They have a good time. They have such a good time, they plan on seeing each other the next night. But when David gets home, Andy tells him to cancel the date. Or does he? Starts getting fuzzy. He also accidentally lets his mom out of the house, and she gets lost. After that escapade, David really starts to unravel. And speaking of unraveling, when something happens to his Rent-A-Pal tape, the story takes a really dark turn. That's my setup, everybody, for Rent-A-Pal.
All right.
Let's talk about what happened when we all watched this film. Stacey, you and I watched this together.
We did. It's
What
true.
What did you think about the film we saw called Rent-A-Pal?
I thought it was good. I thought it was very well done. At first, we were halfway into it. I'm like, are you sure this is a horror movie? Because I'm not sure where this is going. Because it says, you feel like you're just watching this indie film that's going to be kind of weird.
Yeah.
Doesn't really turn into a horror movie until you're towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really original, and the acting was really well done. It was very well done, I think.
Okay. Anything else? What do you give it?
I give it a ding.
Okay, very good. So this film does a great job of not letting you know if there are any actual supernatural elements happening.
It's a little. That's the tricky thing, is you're not sure if it's in his head
or if it's just in his head, because they're very subtle.
It's open to interpretation, I guess.
Like at one point, and I imagine some people would find this scene disturbing. At one point, he is masturbating to one of Andy's stories. Andy's telling him a sexy story.
That was fucking weird.
Yeah.
And the girl,
really weird.
and when he's telling the story, the girl calls Andy David instead. So did that really happen, or was that just in his head? Was he just imagining that as he's masturbating? By the way, then his mom catches him masturbating, which is
it's a whole other thing.
well, that's a fear that we all have, right? When you're a teenager and you're just trying to get some private time going, and mom or your dad come bursting in. Awful. Imagine you're 40 and that happens to you. That's
the worst.
That's some true horror. And and then there's the other compelling piece of evidence. So there's part of the video where Andy, inside the TV there, takes a picture with David. Let's take a picture together.
Yeah.
And then at one point, that picture is on the wall in the apartment. Now, how could that happen, Stacey?
Yeah.
How could that?
That's the other thing. Like, you're not sure what's going on there.
Right.
But nobody else sees the.
But there's
the
no one
photo.
else to see it, though.
Exactly. Yeah. So
you don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like.
Oh my God, it's all in his head for sure. He's a fucked up guy.
Lirsa, what'd you think of the movie that we saw, Rent-A-Pal?
I like it. It freaked me out that he was masturbating listening to Wil Wheaton. That was very fucked up. But yeah, at some point you don't know if like he's imagining things, because Wil Wheaton is talking and it seems that they're talking to each other.
Yeah.
And it was weird. But I like it. I thought that the girl, like Lisa, was super cute. I don't know why he didn't just decided to be like a normal fucking person and date this girl, which, I mean, it was very lucky for him to find her because he was such a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
So I would have
Match made
taken
in
that.
heaven.
I know. I would have taken that shot and forget about Wil Wheaton, but apparently he got the hard on with Will. So whatever. I like it. I give it a ding.
Yeah, you were really. One of the things that I think is that makes this film so well done is that you're right, Stace, that the vibe for the first hour or so is of this. It's like an indie sort of lonely guy looking for a relationship.
Yeah, it's very 90s kind of.
Right, and then he finds someone, and then you're really pulling for them to, because they're so perfect for each other, two misfits, and you really want, and you know they're not going to. It's a horror movie. We're headed for tragedy. Right. But you really want it to work out for them, and I think that's the power of a well done script. Also,
at some point, I thought that maybe Wil Wheaton was gonna come out of the TV, kind of like The Ring.
Yeah,
like, he kept talking to the fucking video and like going back and forward. I'm like, well, this guy's gonna pop out of the TV.
Just Wil Wheaton crawling out of the TV
right?
face first.
Because there's a scene in the video where Andy is like, "Hey, can I look around your place?" And he goes up to the screen, and they kept showing that a few times, and you did. Every time you thought he's just gonna come right through the screen any second now. But does he? You have to watch to find out. Also, at one point, Lisa ends up covered in lasagna, which is way more disturbing.
Lasagna and broken casserole.
Yeah, which is way more disturbing looking than you would think.
Well, yeah, because there's broken ceramic everywhere.
That's what I meant. The ceramic casserole.
All right, Squeaky Dave, what do you think of Rent-A-Pal?
So first of all, this is so well crafted. Like they had a vision, and do you all realize that the Rent-A-Pal is based on an actual video?
Well,
I figured it was.
I was talking before the show about how for sure there was a virtual girlfriend VHS tape rolling around. I didn't know if there was an actual Rent-A-Pal.
It was based on Rent-A-Friend, which is an actual video from the 80s, and you can see it on YouTube. And basically, Wil Wheaton took a lot of the things that he says, like he's like, "Oh, I'm between jobs now," and things like that. That's all in the actual.
Oh wow, video.
It was an actual thing. So what I'm saying is, so this was really well crafted. They went to a very specific time, 1990, and they were, you could tell from the beginning, it's trying to look like a certain time. It's very retro, and they took that and they made a whole horrific tale about it. And it is, they zeroed in on a real thing too. With I have friends who are caregivers to their mothers or whoever.
Yeah.
So, and they took that and they went the horror route, and it is, I mean, I thought that David in this movie was very sympathetic, and I thought that he went the same route as what's her name in Repulsion by Polanski. Like he lost it.
Yeah.
My rationalization is that it was all in his head, but I like the fact that they straddled that it could be supernatural, but they never went full on supernatural.
Right.
And so I found it very engaging and very entertaining, but also extremely disturbing.
Yeah.
It's a super bummer. But it was the production was great. It was very meticulous. They probably didn't have a lot of money, but they didn't let that stop them. It really looked good. And so I mean, and then, but all that said, I mean, I knew from the get-go where this was going.
Okay.
I mean, maybe partly because of the premise and the setup, but from the beginning, I sort of said, so to what Stacey was saying, yeah, it looks like an indie movie, but you kind of know it's a horror setup. You know that when he starts watching that tape, that something's going to go awry, and it certainly does.
Right. There you go.
And it's like you were saying, Ken, like Kelly was saying, you felt like he could come out of the tape at any moment. It would be like The Ring, but I also knew that the filmmakers showed restraint. They didn't go there, but they did go to the finale that they had. Everything.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It sounds like Squeaky Dave that you enjoyed the movie.
I did enjoy the movie, and I wholeheartedly give it a ding. But because it was such a bummer, part of me really wants to give it a buzzer ding.
Uh-oh.
I stand by my opinion, but I mean, it was such a bummer.
It was a bummer, but I still think it was a good
It was
watch.
definitely a good movie. I definitely endorse it.
All right, let's move on to Salem's greatest contrast, Kelly Kapow.
I really liked this movie a lot. I really, really did. I was engaged the entire time. I felt for this character. You know, I wanted to be friends with this character, and through the first half of the movie, I felt so bad for him, and I think they just showed him start to unravel. You know, because you could tell like he had a lot of trauma with his mom from the past, and with his father committing suicide, and his mom was probably abusive as shit. And now he's taking care of her as an adult, you know, as a, you know, old woman with dementia, and she's just so fucking terrible to him, and he has to try to hold it in for her and be there for her. And it's just like, man, you really, really feel for him, and you could just watch him, and with him getting obsessed with this movie, it's like the only thing he has, you know?
Yeah.
Until he meets that woman, and you just want it. You just are so wishing that it works out with them, you know, but you can see where it's going. I don't know. I really liked this movie a lot. I think that all the acting was incredible in it. I loved the shots. I loved the ending. I too was like, man, this is like 3/4 of the way, and I was like, where's the horror to it? And I was like, there's gonna be something big, you know? Yeah, I really liked it.
I was sweating it a little bit, Stace.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, what if we don't have a horrific climax, and I just made everybody watch an indie drama? That would not have been good for me.
I would have still liked it.
We would have still liked it, but it would have been very awkward to talk about it on the show. Luckily, luckily, it is a full-fledged horror film for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Did we get to Rui? Rui, did you give your?
Not yet, no.
Okay, here we go. Let's get to Rui.
I liked it. I thought it was a good movie, well made, a lot of really creative shots. I did like the aesthetic, the vibe of it was really nice, and it's restrained at the end of the day. It's, you know, it doesn't go over the top, but it goes just the right amount. Yeah, if that makes any sense.
It goes almost to the top.
Exactly. Yeah,
it doesn't go over the top, but almost to the top.
Exactly.
It leaves a little room for milk.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. This guy would know. He works in a cafe.
Yeah. Would you like skim or almond milk?
Exactly. Right. Kelly would like almond, being a vegan.
We also have oat milk.
Ooh.
I love oat milk. Oat milk is the best.
Yeah,
oat milk is terrible.
That's neither here nor there, though. Let's talk about Rent-A-Pal.
Yeah.
Give us your...
But yeah, my grandmother actually has dementia, and my mother and her siblings have to care for her, and it's a stressful situation. It's it takes a big toll on everybody involved.
Sure.
So I thought that was pretty well done in this movie.
Really liked it. I also thought it was a great movie. I was engaged the entire time, like everybody else. I was really pulling for this guy and hoping that things would work out. That's what I was saying to Stacy is, like early on, I was like, this is like a fully fleshed human being. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a cardboard character. This is a guy that's struggling with something real, and so you really felt for him. And it's interesting because obviously. Loneliness is something that that time immemorial that humans have always dealt with, but it's just interesting that this movie comes out now, even though it took place in 1990. It comes out in a time in the culture when loneliness and isolation was already a problem, and then with the pandemic is even worse. So I think it really resonates with a lot of the anxieties and fears that people are dealing with right now. So. I feel
like I want to cry after all this, Ken.
It's a really moving film, and it really takes a dark turn at the end, but it's well worth the journey, and and it turns out there's an actual Rent-A-Pal, so you can go on YouTube and get obsessed with it. That sounds fun.
How terrible!
Because I like the I did like the parts when he was like when he figured out the script, he was able to actually communicate with the Rent-A-Pal, and I thought that was fun. I would like to try that if I have enough time. If I have enough time, maybe I will do that as well.
Yeah. It definitely also reflects the big problem in these modern days of parasocial relationships.
That's exactly right, Rui.
Yeah.
That
all
is
these
100%.
YouTubers, influencers, people just get obsessed with them.
How
it's kind of freaky.
How Salem is this movie, Kelly?
Well, if you take into consideration what Rui just said, probably a good 8.
Oh yeah, okay, so it's probably up there. There's a lot of would-be influencers in this town, and they're all trying to make a connection through the screen instead of hanging around together, eating sandwiches or Frankenberry.
No, I was going to say eating cereal, slamming on a box, Ken.
If you want to play along, I'm going to bring us all up. If you want to play along, next week's movie is The Good Things Devils Do, starring, that's right, Linnea Quigley and Kane Hodder.
Yes.
Synopsis, care of Letterboxd. It was supposed to be one of the last heists, but it shouldn't be a surprise that a burglary in Transylvania County would be interrupted by an ancient vampire's awakening, resulting in a night of terror.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Can we ding it already?
So that's next week. But for now, everybody, I mean, that's the show.
Oh no, really?
No, we got to go.
Right now?
Yeah, this is it. Show's over.
Oh, but we were having so much fun.
I know we were having fun,
You're
but
leaving?
we got to go.
Okay. Well, I guess all good times must come to an end.
They really do.
Jesus Christ, Ken.
What a downer, God.
But before we go,
might as well just done an hour of the weekend death.
But before we go, let's get to the plugs, and then we'll take off for real. Yeah.
Snapchat, Instagram story. Ooh, selfie, me.
All right, Lisa, you got anything?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
On Friday, I'm gonna play at the Black Widow Brigade game at 7:30 this Friday. You can find that on YouTube, and I will post the link once you post the episode. I'll post the link on the comments because I don't have it right now.
Okay.
And then on Sunday, I'm gonna be on PG's Twitch, another Survivor player, and we're gonna play Secret Hitler. And I think it's at 5:00 on Eastern Standard, whatever shit you guys call it.
Can't wait. Fantastic. Squeaky, anything coming up? Is Swilson Band? Anything happen with the Swilson Band?
Wilson is going to actually practice this week.
Fantastic. So you're going to have a practice.
Yeah, and so if people want to check out the Swilson Band, it's swilson13.bandcamp.com.
Thank you. And they're practicing so they'll be even better the next time you hear them.
Exactly.
All right. How about you, Kelly? Anything?
Nope.
Okay. Rui, anything?
Me and my skater gang just gonna paint the town red.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
I think everybody, our first trailer show is finished. It's in the can and it's fantastic.
It is fantastic.
Some of us have seen it already, and it's great. And I think that we will post it on Friday, so look out for that.
Yeah.
The rest: Go Campaneros, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, blah 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 blah.
Tinder,
exactly.
OnlyFans.
Snapchat, yeah.
The heavy leather Tinder.
TikTok, whatever else.
We're not going on TikTok.
So until next
until
next time, I just have a couple messages for you.
So, if you're on MySpace, get the fuck off of it.
That's important. And the other thing to remember is,
if you don't rock out with your fucking cock out tonight, Uno is never gonna tag you on her socials.
That's exactly right. All those things are important.
Sounds fucking weird, Andy.
It really does. It really does. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week on the Heavy Leather Horror Show.
Yeah.
gotta get out of here.